people, the mind has so much power, your thoughts have so much power, the will has so much power, the chi has so much power, the muscles have to obey. The mind is truly important in your Tai Chi practice, as much as the body is and the breath. The mind gets mentioned a lot in the Tai Chi classics. There's many references, first in the mind, then in the body. It means you got to know, you got to have an idea what it is you're going to practice before you practice. Um, there's a one that you can get a lot of information from. It says the mind is the commander, the chi is the messenger, and the waist is the banner. So if we look at ancient Chinese military operations, you have the general or the commander, and just say he wants the troops to go to the right. He talks to the messenger. He says, okay, go down to the front and tell the bannerman we need them to go to the right. And so the messenger rides the horse down or whatever and says to the bannerman, go to the right. And he's got a banner. And then he waves the signal for right, and then all the troops go to the right. If this chain of command works well, then the troops will go right when the general wants them to go right. If something happens, if the general's not clear, if the messenger falls asleep, if the banner does the wrong signal, or if the troops don't obey, it won't be that smooth chain of command. In Taiji, the mind is the commander or the general. So that's the general saying, I want to do single whip, or I want to push you, or I want to do whatever. The messenger is the chi, and there's a lot of talks about chi. For this simple talk, chi is your electricity, your nervous system. The banner is the waist. So, banner right, left, forward, backward. And then the army is your body. So you think of your 9 joints, you think of it's a small group of soldiers, the 9 soldiers. So the general sends the message to the director that tells the 9 soldiers where to go. In Chinese, there's a saying, Yi Dao, Qi Dao, Qi Dao, Li Dao. So Yi gets translated as imagination or will. Qi is energy, can be the energy. And then Li is literally, it means strength. Yi is a really fascinating aspect of our mind. So I have my rational mind, my subconscious mind, my intuitive mind. The Yi is kind of like the clutch in your car. You've got all this power in the engine, and you've got your transmission, and you've got your wheels and your sleek car, but the clutch is in between it. The clutch is what transmits the power of the motor into the drivetrain and so on and so forth. For me, the Yi is the clutch. So I can have this thought. I can have a glass of milk, and I can have this thought, drink that milk. I can have the most intimate thought of how it's going to go and how it's going to be and taste and all that. But I don't have to do it, and it won't happen unless the Yi or the will gets the message from the mind saying, no, I really want you to do this. And so the thought of drinking the milk, the messenger sends the electricity to your nerves. The nerves go to the muscle, and the muscle contracts, and you get to drink the milk. If that's all smooth, from the mind to the will to the nervous system, and in Taiji to the waist, because all the movements start in the waist, out to the limbs, that's that smooth chain of command. There are so many things that can mess that up. You can mess up the chain of command from the soldiers to the general, or from your body to your mind, like sometimes you step in a hole, or you lose your balance, or something happens when you do the solo form. You can mess up the chain of command from your mind to your body. Sometimes you have a stray thought, or the telephone goes off, or whatever, and before you know it, you're out of your meditation. Where am I at? The yi and the qi, those work very well together. So sometimes it's the mind that'll throw a monkey wrench in there. We've all done it. Sometimes you're playing sports or something, and it's like, catch that ball, and your body's stuck. The mind says catch the ball. You know how to catch the ball, and the body won't go. That's either the yi or the qi. One of those two is not completing the mission. Same thing when you're in a car. If you, God forbid, if you ever been in a car accident, you know you freeze up. The body's locked. The mind has got the solution, but it's something in the messenger. When we do Taiji really slowly, and we're working on that slow, smooth, one thing we're doing is we're forging a connection from the mind to the will, to the nervous system, to the waist, out to the postures. That is the goal of some different qigongs and different practices outside the solo form. It's to forge that connection. Once the mind and the will and the qi are really, they're a strong connector, the body has to obey. The body will, they'll say the body follows the dictates of the mind. These are all forged. They're forged in your meditation, forged in your qigong, they're forged in your solo form. And when you have your technique that you're working on, your technique plus that one thing you're focusing on, besides all the benefits you're getting, you are working on forging that excellent connection. And this is going to make you really powerful. People, the mind has so much power, your thoughts have so much power, the will has so much power, the qi has so much power, the muscles have to obey. One last thing about the will, when I think of a Chinese idea of the will, and then, like, say, a Western idea of the will, a Chinese idea of the will is strong, but it's relaxed. The Western way of the will, it can be that relaxed, but usually it's kind of tense. It's like that willpower where people are gritting their teeth and furrowing their brow, and they're going to quit smoking, and I'm going to do it, whether this kills me or not. One idea is to practice these slow, soft, smooth ideas with willpower, and you can achieve anything. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you can achieve anything with that relaxed willpower. So get out there. You've got to develop it. I can't think of a better way to develop it than with your solo form, working on the mind in the solo form. And so there are many ways, many ways to work with your mind in your solo form.